Hello everybody, Joe Tactical here again. In this video, I want to share with you just my thoughts. That's all they are. I'm not an expert or anything like that. I'm not claiming to be. And my opinions on a couple lids. Okay, now let me just say that I am a huge fan of Klean Kanteen as well as the Pathfinder School proprietary products. Now, on your right, you'll see the Pathfinder lid for the 32-ounce stainless steel bottle. And on your left, you'll see the Klean Kanteen wide mouth lid. Now this fits Klean Kanteens from 12-ounce discontinued, 18-ounce discontinued, 27-ounce still available, 40-ounce still available, 64-ounce still available. Understand that what I'm saying with certain things being discontinued and not may not necessarily be etched in stone or permanent. Okay, but I have an 18-ounce wide mouth Klean Kanteen, and unfortunately they no longer sell it anymore, because what a great emergency kit. See, the 18-ounce wide mouth stainless steel Klean Kanteen kit is kind of like the smallest form of, it's my version of the Altoids tin, because it's a bit more useful. Not that it's ideal, but it's better than nothing. But then again, even an Altoids tin is better than nothing, a survival kit or something. Hope I'm being clear on that. It is what it is. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, the Klean Kanteen lid is a better made lid. Not by much. I would say that the Pathfinder lid is probably about 90% of what the Klean Kanteen is, if not 95% of what it is. First, let's look at the plastic. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I play one on YouTube sometimes, and right now is one of those sometimes. Okay, but the plastic for the Klean Kanteen lid looks and feels to be a bit more of better quality than the Pathfinder one. Will this ever affect me in freezing cold temperatures, dropping it from 4 feet on a rock? I don't know. Probably not. Comparatively. Comparatively? Whatever. Okay? So really, that might not matter. And let me say this too. When I say that the Pathfinder lid isn't as good as the Klean Kanteen, understand this. The Pathfinder School prices their products accordingly. It's the Pathfinder Klean Kanteen, the Pathfinder stainless steel bottle, you know, different gear, fire steels, that kind of thing. They're priced to be very affordable, but serviceable. And sometimes you don't need the best of the best. Even though you want it durable, bulletproof, all that kind of stuff, you don't need it to be the best of the best to still achieve the same thing. And I really appreciate the Pathfinder School and Dave Canterbury for doing that, because not every kit needs to be a super kit. It can just be a kit for fun, not an end-of-the-world kit. Okay, so as far as the lid, I don't have a problem with it. Now, as some of you may know that have watched any videos that I've done, especially recently, on my Get Home bag, you'll know that I take that kit very serious, and I've committed to that kit. I have the 32-ounce Pathfinder bottle in that kit. However, I do use a Klean Kanteen lid. Not even the flat one with the D-ring, which I'll probably eventually switch to for just more compact size. I know it's a little heavier, but more compact size. I use this lid, this style lid. It's the same style as this lid, as the Pathfinder lid, on that, because here's the thing. I saw a little bit of water around the bottle. Was it wet from when I poured it? Was it wet from whatever? Or was it leaking? I don't necessarily have enough evidence to say that it was the seal on the Pathfinder lid that was leaking. However, I did read a few things. Some other people had some problems with it. And with that much information, I just took it upon myself, because we have extras of these, because my girlfriend and I, between the two of us, we have a few of the insulated ones we use for like hot beverages like coffee and stuff like that. So we buy those coffee type lids separately, and then we end up having these extra lids laying around. Okay, so it really wasn't affecting me, and I wouldn't have necessarily went out and bought a Klean Kanteen lid to put on the Pathfinder bottle, but we had it laying around. So in that scenario, that's why I went with that. But I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it, because even if the Pathfinder bottle lid is compromised a little bit, or it doesn't seal as well, doesn't mean it's all going to leak out. Now, I don't really like that in the get home bag. However, I have just a standard, backpack style backpack bag that, yes, hydration is always important, but it's not as critical in that emergency kit of the get home bag. Okay, so in my backpacking backpack, that's also the same size as my get home bag, it has the Pathfinder lid with that, and I have no plans of changing that out, at least with the same style. I might end up switching it out with the D-ring, but as far as that goes, I feel no need to do that. The only reason why I upgraded, again, to the Klean Kanteen lid for the get home bag Pathfinder 32-ounce bottle, man, this is getting confusing, isn't it, was because that is more of an emergency, more of a serious kit, and I just want to make it as tough as I can, so that way in emergency, hopefully it doesn't fail me. But everything can fail. Not to saying that the Klean Kanteen lids are the most superior thing ever conceived by man. No, everything can fail. But in an emergency kit, that's what I'm running. And again, I didn't go out of my way to buy one. Alright, now let's check out a little bit the design here. They're pretty much the same. I'm trying to get it as close to level on the bottom so you can see size difference. Alright, so they're pretty much the same. Same style, same design. I like that the Pathfinder lid has these little bumps on each side. That's good for grip. If your hands are wet, different things like that, you got a little bit better traction. They're rounded, but I wouldn't mind even if they were a bit more aggressive. Not that I find a need for that, not that you would ever have a problem with a smooth side getting off, because really, I mean, you could just grab this. This is what I do most of the time, is I just grab this little loop here and I twist it like that to break it free, then I spin it the way off. Some people, might not want to do that, or might not be strong enough to do that. Not that I'm Hercules or anything like that, but that's kind of what I do. All right, so that's pretty cool that they added that. That's a way that they took this design and improved it. All right, now also on the inside, you see stainless steel on both interiors of the lids themselves, and this is good. The thing is, though, the Pathfinder School and Klean Kanteen say that your water doesn't, or your liquid or whatever, doesn't come in contact with anything but metal. Well, if that's the case, why does it need a silicone seal to keep in the water? Okay? Because at some point, the liquid is going to touch the silicone. Otherwise, why is it there? Okay? So, I mean, you're talking about probably on a microscopic level or whatever, but it's there. All right? Not that it matters. And that little bit of slushing around, it's not soaking into it. It's just kind of splashing a little bit, as opposed to a plastic bottle that it's just sitting in the plastic all the time. This is as good as you can go, unless you were getting into real precise stuff, but then your precision-made, handcrafted, super stainless steel bottle would probably be $95, and it's just not marketable for most people at that price point. So I don't have a problem with this, okay? That's just something I just kind of wanted to call out. Not that it's a problem. I'm not saying it's bad, okay? Another thing with the Klean Kanteen, it kind of gives you the whole patent information and what kind of steel it is, and I assume 1204, maybe it was made March of 2012. I don't know, I'm guessing here. If that's a date of production or whatever, I don't know. I don't know how good I'm going to be able to show you the seals between the glare from the stainless or whatever. But let me try to explain it to you, and then I'll try to show you a little bit closer if I can. But between my camera being crap and my lighting just kind of puts a glare on things, it's going to be hard to tell. But basically, from what I can tell, I don't know if this is exactly right or not, but from what I can tell, the Pathfinder bottle uses a flat rubber style silicone washer of some kind. Okay, whether, I don't know exactly if it's silicone that they put a bead in there and then they put a flat surface on. I don't know if they, you know, put like whatever, some type of flat washer in there. I don't know, but it's flat. The reason why I'm specifying this is because the Klean Kanteen lid is a little bit different. Okay, so this mates up with the bottle in a flat way. Okay, where the Klean Kanteen is kind of like that, but the Klean Kanteen has more of a bead, like a caulk bead, to where it doesn't look like a washer was inserted. It looks like a washer, like a bead, right? And then you can tell that it kind of tapers up onto the stainless steel as well. Kind of like a compression fitting, if you're familiar with that. Basically what it is, it's a taper, okay, of silicone that'll meet up with the bottle, and that's, at least best of my knowledge from what I can tell, that's probably why the Klean Kanteen lid would be a little bit more leak resistant. That's just my opinion from what I can tell, just on simple observation of it. Okay. Also, the threads, they look to be a bit more precise on the Klean Kanteen lid. Again, remember that the Klean Kanteen lid, in my opinion, looks to be superior, at least a little bit, to this lid in quality, in materials, different things like that. Like even the stainless steel looks better on the Klean Kanteen lid. But again, please don't think I'm picking on the Pathfinder products at all, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking for gear, you want to find yourself some gear, and I'll say this and kind of make a bold statement here. If you want to find yourself some good quality gear that's not the most expensive gear out there, check the Pathfinder School products. Just if you're in the market for a bottle or whatever the case may be, check their products. You don't have to check there first, but before you make your final purchase, whatever you're looking for, whether a stainless steel bottle or a tarp or whatever it is, a hatchet, a tomahawk, the knives are a little bit expensive. You know, I'm kind of an Essie fan anyway, so, you know, but to each his own. But not saying they're not good quality, because for what you get, it's still a good deal. Okay, and the knives kind of a bad example, but even with the knives, it's a good deal for what you get. I mean, you're pretty much getting a custom built knife in a production style, kind of, that is backed, as far as I understand, with a great warranty. But I digress from that. It's kind of a bad example still. But definitely, before you make your purchase, just check the Pathfinder School, because I'm telling you right now, it's one of the best. Not the best. There's no really best, I guess. But as far as my preferences go, that is one of the best sources I find. And when I start doing a different kit for most outdoor activities, I check the Pathfinder store. Okay, so I'm not trying to promote them like, you know, a commercial or anything, but I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for you, for whatever my 2 cents are worth. So I don't want you to think that when I sit here and I criticize, if you want to even call it that, it's more of an observation. But when I criticize this lid in comparison to this, it doesn't mean that this is bad. Okay, this is just a bit more refined, and that's just my 2 cents. Okay, but are you going to notice, for the most part, with the difference of this? Probably not. Okay, if you have some issues with it leaking, there's things that you could probably do with food grade silicone. I'm not going to get into that, because there's certain health things that you could get into, but it would cost you pennies, and then it would probably be every bit as good, if not better, than the Klean Kanteen lid. Okay, at least for the seal part. Don't want to get into that. But what I wanted to do was show a comparison of the two here. And now let me just kind of show you guys up close as good as I can. And please understand there's probably going to be a little bit of a glare issue. So just bear with me, I'm going to do the best I can. Man, I just looked at the timer, we're over 15 minutes now talking about these stupid lids, right? Alright, yeah, see the glare? I'll do what I can now. Alright, now you're really not going to be able to see it. But if you can see how it comes up, it's in the shadows, and if it's not in the shadows, it's glaring. But if you could see, it's coming up a little bit on this stainless steel insert here, where this one is flat down in there. You might be able to make that out if you do a comparison, maybe. If we're lucky here, right? Yeah, that should be, I'm sorry about the quality here. One-man production and a cheap camera. What are you going to do? But let's just check out the lid in itself here. And this isn't a review. This is just kind of like to show you more than what the ads show you. And just my honest opinion about what I think of it and everything. And you see how this is kind of brushed a little bit. That's not for me cleaning it, because I clean my bottles a certain way. And you know, that's not as precision of a sanding as it could be. But really, who cares, right? I mean, I'm just pointing out what I notice, not that I care. And this is a bit more precise. And you see the threads as well. See how these are kind of like more rounded than the soft, where these are more rigid and kind of edged. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Okay, and there's the Klean Kanteen logo. "17 minutes into a lid video." It's ridiculous, right? Let me see if I can show you guys the comparison of plastics. You see how this has more of a matte. Sound test on lids. So ridiculous. So you see the plastic comparison there. So, and again, I have no confirmation personally that either lid leaked. Okay, the Pathfinder school lid might have leaked. When I had suspicions about that, I did a very crude test. What I did was I took the Pathfinder bottle out of the stainless steel cup. I dried it off completely, flipped it upside down, and slid it into the stainless steel cup. And because of this little hump on the bottom, I was hoping to see if it was leaking, that water would end up being in the stainless steel cup. I did that for, I don't know, I checked it the next day. It was probably something around between 18 to 25 hours sitting upside down. When I did that, I didn't notice any leaks. Of course, I shook it up before I started the upside down test for the next day, and then after it I just shook it up real quick and didn't notice any leaks. So that is not, to me, confirmation of leak, but the possibility is there. But the possibility for, you know, a mechanical device of any kind, a man-made device of any kind to fail is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and who knows. But I don't have any personal knowledge of the, or personal experience of any Pathfinder lids leaking. I can't, all I have is my stupid crude test that isn't really that controlled of a test. It needed to be shaken on a paint shaker or whatever for 24 hours. But this is just, in short end of the whole thing is both lids are fine as far as I can tell. If you need a little bit more durability and it's a kit that matters a little bit more, I would probably want to upgrade to a slightly better lid. But again, none are bad. And my hat's off to the Pathfinder store and Dave Canterbury for all that he does and everything. So don't think I'm bashing anybody. Thanks for watching.